So I brought my car around here and look what's on the cow. Nana, you know better than that. You know better than to be on a new paint job. Yeah, I can't get too mad at her. Okay, I had a little discussion with her and she totally understands. So anyway, now at least she didn't have her claws out, right? Okay, I did get the exhaust back on. Got some cleaning up still to do on the muffler and the tip, I guess, whatever you want to call it. And but I did sand all these all the way down to the metal and repaint them with the high heat, 1200 degree paint, whatever it is. So we're gonna give that a try and see how it does. And now, oh, I did got my caps on my windshield, got the mirror on, and got the windshield wiper on, which the reason I've got a windshield wiper on this thing is this is a it's titled as a custom car, so it does have to be inspected. Unlike most cars in North Carolina, anything over 35 years old, it don't have to be inspected. This does not have to have any emissions, but it has to have all the safety stuff to meet current requirements, which would be a windshield wiper. And yes, this will work. So it's not the I don't plan on driving in the rain anyway. So, but it does have one mirror. I'm gonna get a mirror for the center. Whether I leave it on there or not, I don't know, but it is you can get a suction cup mirror that's a 9-inch mirror now. And I wanted the smallest one I could get, but I did find that. And let me see. We're getting ready to start on the interior. And, oh look, she's getting ready. She's sharpening up them claws, getting ready for my paint job. Nana, I was only kidding, okay? Don't be mad at me. So anyway, change steering wheel. I hate it. Absolutely hate it. Looks okay, yeah, whatever, but kind of cheesy. But I don't like I can't drive with it. I'm not wearing gloves just to drive my car. And I got some pretty tough hands, you could imagine. So anyway, we'll for now clean up the grant wheel that was on it and repaint it. It can't have a huge steering wheel. I think about a 14 inch is what I had on it. That's smaller there. I think that's 10 or 12, probably 10. So we'll go back with the other wheel. And anyway, so we'll go back to work on it. I do have a water pump coming to be here tomorrow, and might play with the interior a little bit. I've got a truck I'm working on, but I'm trying to wait on a starter. So, and a fuel pump. So I can't really do nothing on it. So I figured Sunday morning I'd jump on this thing. Got my tags back on. State of North Carolina says that you can run your new tag under the seat, and you can run an original year tag for the body on the car. And we're calling it a 31 because the cow is a 31 and everything, even though it's titled as a later custom. We can run that. So they won't say a thing about it. And most of the people that's messing with these cars and stuff like that, we're not out robbing banks. I don't think this would be a good getaway car for that, stuff like that. So they don't bother us too much here. I'm going to get on the interior. I went ahead and got the this is what I'm using. This is a darker brown carpet. Don't know how it looks on camera, but it's not bad. And so I'm going to go ahead and start building the hump in the center, just like I did with the other carpet, and go ahead and just sew the whole carpet together and get it in. Try to get it to look good as best as I can. And the way this floor is made, you can't just lay it in there because it'll be wrinkled everywhere. So sewing it together is about the only choice. Okay folks, starting on the carpet. Now I just wanted to show you a few things on this, how I plan on doing it. I don't know the right way of doing it. I don't know if there is a right way. There's probably a better way than other ways, but my way is the only way that I know to do it anyway, and make it pretty easy anyway. So here's the plan. You can see I've laid the carpet out, and because there's a curve in it here, I had to split it to get it to lay down, which is fine. We don't have a problem with that. But I don't want to have to cut out a triangle and sew it into there. I almost said weld it into there, but I don't reckon I'm going to weld it. But so what we'll do here, let's come check it out. So the plan of what we're going to do is to cut it at the top ridge down through here where the flat stops, and we'll put this piece in the bottom and bring it up the sides, so when we cut it, it'll overlap each other, and then we can trim it and sew it together where we want it. So basically what I'm going to try to do is cut this out, and then once I get it where I want it, I'm going to lay another piece in, cut it up to it, or to the edge of where I cut it at, which would be this top lip. And I'm fixing to show you what I'm talking about when I cut this off. But and then we'll actually, I think on the other one, I cut it, overlapped it, and then I stapled it, and that way you have the right angle. And Nina is just determined to get in the camera here, so she's a camera hog. Well, that's the plan. Let me go ahead and get this cut how I'm talking about, and then I'll show you how to lay the other piece in. Okay folks, here's what we got. Now we should be able to do this in 3 pieces. I'm going to go ahead and cut the other ones like I need them and trim them, and I'll show you that as I go. Okay folks, so here's what we got now. Okay, we know that this line right here is where we want to come to. So what we're going to do, anywhere it's wrinkled like here, we'll split it and overlap it. Same with here, we'll do 2 spots here. And I think there's maybe a couple spots we have to do toward the back here to be able to get it where we want it. So I'll overlap it and then I'll staple it. And that'll give me an idea of where I need to cut it at, so when we sew it together it'll be right. Now the last one I overlapped and sewn, so I'll probably practice with this a little bit, you know, a couple of scrap pieces just to sew together to see how I like it. This carpet does not have a back to it. That other had a backing on it, so don't know how much difference it's going to make, but we'll see. All right. Okay, so here's what we've got. I cut it in 2 places up here, as you can see, and overlapped it. Might need to cut a little deeper on this one. And then over here. And I've done it once here. Now this carpet's a little bit more flexible because it don't have the backing on it, so I think I can get by without cutting one here. I had 4 on the other one. And I've got a aluminum, what do you call these? It's like a scuff plate. There's a word for it, but of course I can't remember it when I need to. But so we'll get it on afterwards, but it'll cover everything that we need covered. So everything else will be, I'm going to staple this in place where it's at, overlapped. That way I can sew it where it needs to be sewn, and then we can put it back in, and then cut down our edge where we need to cut it, and that way we can meet it up with that one, and we'll figure out how we're going to do it, whether we're going to overlap it or not. Now the overlap on the other one, believe it or not, didn't look that bad, and I'll show you what it looked like. Okay, as you can see, this carpet here was a little more of a tan color. It was a little lighter, and I just didn't like it that well. And you can see how much I drove it because I actually wore where the brake pedal was, so we did put some miles on it. And let me see, you can see where I'd sewn it together. There's the shifter hole, and it went well, but I just overlapped it. That's all I've done. So, and it worked out really well, but like I said, this has got a backing on it, so I don't know how it's going to look. So I think what we're going to do is fire the sewing machine up, and we've got plenty of brown thread, and we'll go ahead and sew that thing and just see what it looks like, the difference in different ways, and that way that'll give us an idea where we need to cut our overlap. Okay, so I got the brown thread on, got the bobbin in. Luckily I already had some bobbins with some brown thread on it. So first thing we're going to do is sew it like this. Oh, I don't even have you in the camera. So I'm going to sew it like this and check it out and see what it looks like. And then I'm going to do it like I did the other one. I'm just going to sew right down the edge of the seam with it overlapped and see how that looks. And we'll see which one I like better. All right. Okay folks, here's what we've got. There is doing it the traditional way, which would be, you know, sewing it and overlapping it just like you would any seam on a upholstery. But then you look at this and it's just got a bead. That's all it ends up with, and all I've done was overlap, and it don't raise up. Now this is a line that was already in it from a fold, but it don't raise up off the deck, as you can see, and then you see this one sticking way up. So I kind of like this better. So I think that's what we'll do, is we'll overlap everything and sew it. There's no backing, so you definitely don't have to worry about seeing anything oddball on the back side, but I kind of like that better. think it'll work out good. Okay folks, here's what I've got. I've got one staple in this thing, and what I'm going to try to do, now I don't think I stapled the other one. I think I was able to mark it because it had the backing on it, so I had a marker, and I can't quite do that with this. So I think I'm going to actually sew it beside, let me see if I can get one hand down here and show you, beside the staples here, beside the staple, sew it all the way down to the corner, and then come back and cut that close, and then I can cut the back off close too. We're going to see how that works out. I hope it does, but that's the only way I'm thinking we'll be able to do it and leave the staple in it without losing my place here, and it's overlapped pretty good, so we'll try that. Alright. Okay folks, so far so good I think anyway. So now all I have to do on this other piece is actually trim this one and overlap that and sew it, and then that'll give us our center on this side, and that'll just leave one more piece on the other side. Okay folks, we've got this set up ready to sew. As you can see, I cut the other one back. This is just barely overlapped, so we're going to sew it and try to do it close, overlap the top over the bottom. All the seams look good, and we'll of course wait to cut everything else out for the sill plate and make sure everything fits good. So let's get this side finished, and then we'll jump to the other side. Alright folks, so that's sewn up. I'm just going to do the other side, same as this side, so I'm not going to show you, but not much difference at all to it. Just main thing we got to do next is do the trim work. Now this carpet is a little dark compared to everything else that I'm doing in here, but I don't like the lighter carpet because it stains so easy. And as you can see, you see all the sand and stuff on the floor already. That's just getting in and out. This is a sandy area, so actually we're called the Sand Hills, and that's why. But anyway, that's the issue, and we're going to get this other side done and sewn up, and then we can actually start putting this thing back together. Alright folks, it started raining on me, so I had to stop. And as you can see, I got in the car and moved it and got sand on it. So that's the way it goes. I had to put it back in the building for a little while. So sun's out, now it's going to get hotter than can be, and we're going to go ahead and keep trying on it. So I'm going to do the sill plates, and because we got everything sewn up, and try to get everything knocked out. Alright folks, carpet's in, sill plates are on, shifter boot, shifter knob. I'll buy me a new knob because that one's starting to, it's about wore out. But anyway, it's coming along, looking pretty good. Of course it's dirty, I still got to get the shop vac around here and clean it out. But let me see, I think I'll start with the bottom of the back seat now. We've got to put a piece that goes over all the way around it here. We got quite a bit to do, so we'll get on it. Alright folks, I got my trim piece back in around the back. So I've still got to make one panel back here. There's one I've got done, and I maybe end up making both of them, I don't know. But putting the seat brackets in for the seat bottom. I don't know if you can see it or not, but mosquitoes everywhere. They're just flying around. I'm one of them lucky ones that don't get bothered by them. They don't bite me. It's something to do with the blood type or something, or maybe so much oil gas in my blood or something. But I don't have any issues with mosquitoes, but I feel sorry for anybody that does, because they're swarming like buzzards on a gut wagon over here. Okay folks, I couldn't help myself. I had to take it down the road, so I put some water in the radiator and went down the road and back. Water pump's leaking a little bit, but we'll have that cured tomorrow, or we'll have the pump tomorrow. I don't know if I'll have time to put it on or not. I've got, like I said, I've got a truck I got to get done. So let me see. We've gotten the seats in. I still got to do the panel, the other panel for the back. I didn't put either one in. I've got one door panel to do. I've got one already done, and then I've got one kick panel down low. The other one is actually in. So anyway, that's what we got left. Gonna definitely change the steering wheel. I don't like that. Don't like a chain wheel. I've figured that out. I've never had one before, so I just got it and figured I'd just see what it was like. But we'll put the old Grant back on. We'll just repaint it, paint the center of it, and stick it on there and not worry about it, right? So anyway, look, anywhere you go, especially around here, get dirt on. Anyway, so I'm gonna get it in the building here. On the door panels, later on this week sometime, and I'll do another video. And I think door panels, the rear panel and the kick panel, and then of course do the steering wheel and get it on. I've got a few other things I'm going to do, clean up, you know, a lot of stuff and change a few things. I want to go through and check all my brakes, check everything underneath, make sure everything's still good and tight. Put a lot of miles on it, but I mean, that's the reason, you know, it's a good time to check everything. Make sure all the bolts in the four link's good, everything's tight. So, because maybe I'll be able to put a few miles on it anyway. So that's it, and we'll show you more later. Appreciate everybody watching. Till next time, bye.